lucky, but I've seen some of my friends in their lifetime, maybe you have too, date somebody that's a little out of their league, and like they spend all this time with them, and they're obsessive about it. Like, relationships need to be balanced, that you both need each other. Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers is getting uncomfortable here. So yesterday, the Green Bay Packers, in the incredibly competitive NFC, the Rams are better at practice today. The Redskins are better at practice today. The Dallas Cowboys with Amari Cooper are better at practice. Philadelphia added Golden Tate. They're better at practice today. The Green Bay Packers are not better at practice today. They gave away Ty Montgomery, and they gave away HaHa Clinton Dix. By the way, there is not a seventh rounder available in any draft of my lifetime that is as good as Ty Montgomery. I'm not saying Ty Montgomery's a star, but there's a reason he was in your running back meetings, your receiver meetings, and your special team meetings. That's a pretty valuable guy. That's a pretty valuable guy. And a good organization, the Ravens said, you know what? We're going to put him in a bunch of our meetings too. HaHa Clinton Dix. There will not be a fourth rounder this year as good as HaHa Clinton Dix. There won't be. Won't be. So at practice today, you're less talented. But we know what happened is that Ty Montgomery's gone because he ticked off Aaron Rodgers, and HaHa Clinton Dix is gone because of Aaron Rodgers' new contract. This is becoming Shaq in Orlando, Oklahoma City and Westbrook, LeBron in Cleveland, and Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. When you date somebody out of your league, it's never an even relationship. Ted Thompson, get him out of here. Ty Montgomery, good player. Get him out of here. He ticked Aaron off. And Mike McCarthy's up next. That is not to say New England doesn't love Tom Brady. But Tom Brady doesn't own the franchise. Okay, that's not to say the Lakers don't like LeBron, but they told him, we're not giving you the franchise. That's not to say the Warriors don't like Golden State, but they won without him. Is that success breeds confidence. Big markets breeds options. Small towns that gets professional sports franchises, especially if they don't win, and even if they do, they have often low sports self-esteem. Cleveland's tiptoeing around LeBron, and Oklahoma City doesn't want to make Westbrook unhappy, and they enable him. And yesterday, Ty Montgomery, yeah, we don't need you. Really, I watched them. In their own division, Minnesota and Chicago have better players than Green Bay. You don't need Ty Montgomery. You don't need HaHa Clinton Dix. You don't need him. Oh, okay. Because, by the way, Minnesota, Chicago in your own division are better. Philadelphia's better. Rams are way better. I'm watching all these NFC teams. Dallas has better players. But, okay. I just want to make sure when the Packers are at practice today, you do understand they're a less talented football team. You get that, right? Nobody in the world in the NFL thinks this morning that the Packers are more talented. They're not bailing on this season. I'm not saying that. But they're going to New England, and they just got rid of one of their most talented players and certainly one of their most versatile. You get into these relationships. Westbrook and Oklahoma City is one of them. They're just tiptoeing around. Billy Donovan, shh, don't tell Westbrook that. Don't, he'll leave us. And they got into that in Cleveland. I saw it firsthand. I lived in Florida with Shaq in Orlando. And I saw it with Dwight Howard in Orlando. And I'm watching this Green Bay thing right now. It's getting weird. It's getting unhealthy. You're dating somebody out of your league. This is how guys act. They get weird. I can't speak for women. I've seen guys do it. You start buying really expensive stuff. You're on your phone all day talking to her. Like everything schedules around her. What about your friends? What about your life? What about your parents? What about your... This whole thing. Ty Montgomery, ticked off Aaron, get out. Clinton Dix, going forward, got to pay Aaron, get out. Good luck. Forget your own division. The NFC, because I watched this morning, and 3 teams in the NFC got better. They added talented players. They didn't get out of the talented player business. Let me shift to this. One of those teams is the Eagles. They picked up Golden Tate. I like that a lot. I think it's like it matters. Like that was not one of these like, well, they picked up a what? No. Golden Tate to the Eagles matters, and I'll tell you why. Wide receivers in the NFL, due to rule changes, have become three-point shooters in the NBA. They used to be specialists. Used to have, used to have a three-point shooter like Steve Kerr 20 years ago with the Bulls. He was a specialist. Steve Kerr in a golf bag was a sand wedge. Now Steve Kerr in the NBA would be a putter or a 9-iron or a driver or a 3-wood. He'd be valuable. Things that used to be a specialty. Like if you owned a big company 15 years ago and you had a really good internet site, you had a digital presence. It was like, it's a great company, brick and mortar, but they got a cool website. Now if you don't have a cool website, the CEO gets fired. It's no longer a specialty. It is a necessity. Okay, if you look at Golden Tate to Philadelphia, they got the quarterback, star tight end, good O-line, great pass rush, excellent coach, great GM. Boy, they could use a difference maker outside, and they just picked that up. At this time of the year in the NFL, we're getting close to Thanksgiving. There's always about 7 or 8 teams that feel like, because this is the way it works. I mean, in the NBA now that Houston stinks, what do we have, 2, 3? In baseball, end of the year, you felt like there were 6. In football today, there feels like there's 8 teams to me that are in the Super Bowl bubble. And I was on the fence with Philadelphia, and then they went and got Golden Tate. And the teams to me that feel like these 8 teams are going to win the Super Bowl are New England, Pittsburgh, Chargers, Texans, Kansas City, Rams, Saints, Eagles, all with good wide receivers. By the way, Carolina is on the out looking in real close. And the reason is they're not going to get any cheap over-the-top touchdowns because they're not good enough at wide receiver. Carolina's on the outside looking in. If you look at the Chargers, Saints, Eagles now, Kansas City, New England, Houston, Pittsburgh, weapons. And now, Minnesota and Atlanta have good wide receivers. That doesn't guarantee you're in. Minnesota's quarterback's not good enough. I can't put him in, and Atlanta's got deficiencies on the defensive side. But Greg Jennings was talking about this yesterday. You see this in three-point shooters. They're no longer a luxury. They're no longer a specialty. Doesn't matter if you have LeBron. If you don't have 2 legitimate, big-time three-point shooters, you're not winning the Western or the Eastern Conference. You're not. You're not winning it. And in the NFL, when Golden Tate goes to Philadelphia, I think about them differently this morning. I really do. They're in the club of 8. Here's Greg Jennings.
I like the Philadelphia move. I like Golden Tate. When I look at this Philadelphia Eagles team, they just extended and added to not only their running game, but obviously their passing game. Golden Tate is a running back playing wide receiver. He's a big, heavy yards after the catch guy. You get the ball out of Carson Wentz's hand quick, fast, slot guy that they trust more than even a Nelson Aguilar, and he adds that stability.
Totally agree. First of all, how great was it yesterday? We had all these playoff teams adding people. The NFL trading deadline, it used to be in baseball, they had the hot stove league. That used to be a baseball thing, but the NFL is so smart that they moved the trading deadline back 2 weeks, which is brilliant, because now by week 8, if you're 1-7, 2-6, 3-5, like Denver's lost twice to the Chiefs now, why not get rid of a receiver? The NFL, baseball used to own this space. Now it's football. Now it's the NBA. Football moved back their trading deadline 2 weeks, and so Detroit's like, yeah, we don't have the Minnesota, we're not this. By week 6, years ago, no, teams wouldn't bail on players. But by week 8, 1-7, 2-6, 3-5, you lose to the Chiefs twice. If you're Denver, let's move people. I thought it was a great move for Philadelphia. Coming up next, dynasties make their rivals crazy. And we are watching it happen in the NFL, and we're watching it happen last night in the NBA. Dynasties make your rivals Looney Tunes. Do crazy stuff. I'll explain it coming up. Getting tickets online can be really complicated. Because a lot of times you go online to get a ticket because you're going to a game tonight, and the last thing you want is complicated. Hundreds of sites, varying levels of reliability. Who do you trust? SeatGeek. They pull millions of tickets into one place.